I'm not represented in, I'd say, 90% of the things that are supposed to represent me. That's for y'all. I have something on my chest. Here's the thing. I was watching an episode of MI5, which is one of those shows that I absolutely loved to love to love to hate. And it has all these people in it, like Matthew McFadden, Keely Hawes, David Oyawolo, Oyawolo, and a few others. Richard Armitage, Peter Firth. I mean, it has some people who became really big after the show. And I see David on it, look with his little fine self, and I just had a Bass Reeves moment. Now look, we're gonna have to talk about Hollywood's reluctance to work with African Americans at some point. I mean, watch the show. It's probably going to be amazing. You know, the guy who did Yellowstone is doing it. It's probably going to be great. But Bass Reeves was 6'2". Oyewolo is like 5'8", 5'9", something like that. He's a short guy. And I would have thought, you know, a Hodge brother would be a much better fit. I would have loved Aldous Hodge to play Bass Reeves. He would have been amazing. And he would have been sexy, etc., etc., etc. I'm going to start doing a series of videos on like sort of media literacy when it comes to pop culture. Because when you have a hero who's a historical person or who is a big action person, also tend to cast for sex appeal. James Bond. Well, you know, of course, James Bond. But think back on how many big movies that have come out where the lead character is action man, where the guy is a teeny tiny kind of, he's a good looking guy, he's a good looking man, but there are way sexier men, black men in Hollywood than David O. Way sexier. I mean, Idris Elba in that role would have been amazing. No, it would have been terrible. But so you have to just start thinking about the casting and how intentional it is. So I have some thoughts and we're gonna do that. But what I want to talk about right now is the pattern of casting iconic Black historical figures, casting British African or Latino actors to play the roles. Nina Simone, Latina actress who didn't even identify as Black. Aretha Franklin. Do not get it twisted about my love for Cynthia Erivo. But what would it have meant to the Black community in America for Harriet Tubman to have been played by an American Black actress? And now we have Bass Reeves, who, and the thing is that David O., great as he is, he didn't grow up in the United States. Watching him be played by the Lone Ranger and having your parents have to tell you that he was actually Black and you're not quite sure whether you believe them or not because you haven't quite learned that what you see on the screen isn't necessarily real. So what would it have meant to us for an American Black actor who has the cultural history to play that role? Hollywood has an aversion to casting actors in these parts that can trace their roots into to American slavery. There is something about it in the psychology of the either the casting directors or the showrunners or directors themselves that is making that difficult for them to make that imaginative leap. I'm saying this probably for the first time here, but I'll be saying it a lot, is that most of what you see on television when it comes to people of color, that's diversity for white people. That's so that you can feel good, feel good about yourself as a person, so that you can feel like that you're not the kind of person who wants to sit down and watch a show that has only white people in it. That's not representation. I'm not represented in, I'm gonna say, like, it's better now that there are more black showrunners, but I'm not represented, and I'd say 90% of the things that are supposed to represent me. That's for y'all. That's so that you can feel like a good person. Like a good person, but not too uncomfortable. Because if you were to actually get a taste of representation, it would challenge your perspective on us to the degree that they believe that you are too racist to handle. And that's those of you who want to see us on screen at all. There are plenty of Americans who don't want to see black people, people of color on screen. So I am excited about Bass Reeves. I think it's going to be a beautiful show. Will I be watching it? I don't know. I'm getting to a point where it's starting to really wear on me. The trying to support things that are not representative of my experience, that are claiming to be representative of my experience. So I just thought I would, like, do that whole thing. Ugh, it's so disappointing. Because I'm like, and I remember when I first heard that David O had been cast, I was like, isn't he a little man? He's not, and wasn't Bass Reeves, like, very tall? And isn't he British? We have lots and 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 lots of really great untapped Downey Jr. were caliber talent, because we haven't been getting the roles. So there's a backlog of incredible actors that could have taken on this role that just never get the opportunity. Oh, it's so frustrating. And often, for instance, one example, Lorraine Toussaint, who plays Aunt Vi on The Equalizer, she went to Juilliard. She's Juilliard trained. And when you look at these people and their backgrounds, they are often deeply qualified, and usually deeply overqualified. She is deeply overqualified to play somebody's auntie and somebody's mama. But it happens all the time because we don't get the opportunities. So that's me for tonight. I hope